Alright, what's up guys? So we're gonna go over how a fake out looks like when it's trying to break out of a falling wedge. Fake out, breakout, fake out. Okay, so a few things we look for, right? So let's say this was a breakout, right? We get our bullish candle, even broke the falling wedge, right? Broke this top channel line. That's what we want, right? And this is where we want to buy because we also close above this top channel line, right? So now if we were to buy here, right, this is the part where your stop loss, you have to allow it to work for you, right? So you have a 5-point stop loss right there, about half of the bar pretty much, right? And then your take profit is always 30 points. Oops. I don't know why it always does this, but take profit, stop loss, right? So now that you have both of those set up, you gotta see what's supposed to happen next, right? And what's supposed to happen next is we're supposed to see follow through come up here, right? We should see some candlesticks pushing up higher, right? But we don't get to see that here, and this is where price action follow through is important. Okay, now just watch carefully what happens. So one, we get a red candle right away, right? This does happen sometimes on the follow through to the break to the upside, but what happens after this candle is what's important. Okay, so watch carefully. Boom. One, we broke the low of this candle and we flushed to the downside past the halfway mark of this candle, right? So that in itself is telling you, hey, don't buy the upside again, right? That's telling you there's a potential break to the downside now. And you're probably wondering, like, okay, why is this right here, right? Why is this happening here? But if you look, this is a lower high, right? So we have a point right here, a point right here, and this point failed to break this point. It might have break the falling trend, but it couldn't get above this point right here, which tells us that's a failed breakout, right? And on a failed breakout, two things can happen, right? You can fall back down to this level, and continue to flush down, or you fall down and bounce and retry this trend line again, right? So for this scenario, we'll play out and see what happens, right? But personally, if I was playing this breakout and I see a flush through this level, that's a sell signal for me. Okay, as you can see, another try to the upside, but you don't want to come back in here after you get stopped out, because just because it's doing this doesn't mean that it's gonna go back up, right? As you can see, another sell off. Now this is telling you there's selling pressure that can possibly come in here, and you're not getting enough buyers to push this market higher. Okay, and you get a little candle with a wick and a tiny body to the downside, and right there, this is where it's crucial. Okay guys, you see how this body closed under this level? That's a big sell signal. Now if this body closed above and it's like up above here, I wouldn't be as bearish yet, but with this body closing right here, that's a very bearish signal, and that's where you want to sell to the downside. That's where you risk the same about the top of that bar, and you go for your 600 or your 30 points, right? And this is what we want to see on a falling wedge breakout fake out. Now we don't want to enter here because we can get stopped out right here, but this signal is confirming to us that this was a fake out, okay? A falling wedge breakout fake out, which is now continue to a flush to the downside. And as you can see, you play it through and boom, it hit, right? Went right into our level, sold off, even a little bit lower, but we got our 30 points. You see how you still get your 30 points, you still get enough movement to the sell side. You don't have to rush and buy up here because you're gonna get enough movement to the sell side right here. But this is a falling wedge breakout to a fake out play. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Just know that this piece right here, the follow through, was not what a breakout should have done. Okay, and we'll review some breakouts now. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete all of this. Get out. And let's go and find the breakout, right? So right here, this is a good breakout, right? So we're gonna look at this. We're gonna go back and we're gonna view what's going on, right? What's going on? So you draw your trend line, right? As it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is as close as it's gonna get, right? So you don't buy here because you don't have a confirmation break above, right? Once we get a confirmation break above, we play the upside, right? Okay, so we're just gonna play it through, and this is breakout, trend breakout, confirmation. Okay, so on the trend breakout confirmation, we want to wait, right? We want to wait until we see a trend break. So if we want to play reversal here, and as you can see, the reason why is because we're in the uptrend, right? So we want to play the trend breakout. And right there was the first signal, but it pulled back, so that doesn't count. Boom, right here, body closed above, right? So this is what we will want to buy, and this is where we want to put our sell, right? And our TP, I thought it was going to do that thing. Okay, perfect. So we put our TP up here, right? And now we play it out, right? And you guys are gonna follow this and see how different this breakout looks. Okay, you see how we don't have any pullback, a straight bar up, another straight bar up, a small little pullback here, which is expected, right? Because you hit that level right there. But we continue to trend up very strong, and now we should see a pullback or a strong push above this level, right? We see a small little rejection and a giant push through again, and then it just keeps going, right? You see how much different this breakout looks, right? This price action follow through breakout looks completely different from earlier, right? Completely two different price action. Okay, now the trend is similar, right? But from the breakout point, it's completely different looking, and that's why you need to pay attention to this breakout point. If we got a pullback from here after this, then there could have been a fake out and it could have went down and maybe retest again. But you know, the point is, this price action was completely different from what we saw earlier. You have to focus on what happens here, because if you see anything that doesn't look like this, it's most likely going to go back down, and then that's going to put you in a sideways movement, or it's going to flush to the downside. But on this is how a trend breakout is supposed to look like, right? The difference makes a difference in a few candles. Alright, hopefully that helps you guys understand how a breakout is supposed to look like compared to a fake out.